Welcome, my beautiful souls. Today we are going to do a twin flame reading. It's been a little while since I've done one, and I have to say I was torn I've been torn on whether to continue doing twin flame readings. And one of the main reasons being is I think there's a misconception that twin flames will connect in every lifetime. Or even if you have come across your twin flame, that it guarantees you'll be together. Sometimes twin flames can come. Now, I do want to say that I feel that you've definitely had multiple lifetimes together. Some of those probably, all love, got together, no runner, no chaser. But then probably another lifetime, the runner, the chaser syndrome. Um, and that doesn't have to mean, sometimes a runner just needs to think. I consider myself the runner of Sam and I, our twin flame connection. Um, I just feel like that's how I'm built, So anyway, this is one of the reasons why I've been torn. Um, the good news is you will always be connected. And even if you don't connect physically, you can connect consciously, subconsciously, um, like in the higher realms. So, you know, I hope that in this reading we are going to talk about twin flames coming together. Now, I also want to say you can meet a twin flame in this lifetime and not come together. And if that's the case, sometimes it's because there's certain lessons that your souls or your spirit wanted to learn in this lifetime. And it can be like on an individual level. So you could certainly come across your twin flame, could activate, like just say your heart chakra, your root chakra, maybe all your chakras. And sometimes we're really here to help teach each other something. And sometimes that's hard lessons. Um, but I was going to do a twin flame yesterday, twin flame reading. I felt called to do a different type of reading. And now today I feel like is the right time. It's the divine time to do the reading. So I am going to do it. And how I do the twin flame reading, for those who are new, is I'm going to look at the divine masculine through the universal tarot. I'm going to look at the divine feminine through the light seers tarot. We'll connect and also go deeper with the gilded tarot. So we'll do each side and then we'll connect them right down the middle. It is like a divine masculine, divine feminine conversation. And that's what I'm looking for. Like, what is the energy right now? What's going on? What's going on? I brought out, of course, the romance angels. And I also brought out the clarifying love situations. Um, it's funny, I wasn't going to bring him out, but yeah, I feel like these are going to be more important than even the romance angels. We already know what type of love we're looking at. So, I don't feel like we need to be told that this is a twin flame, a soulmate, what have you. By the way, this could also be for soulmates. And the reason I say that is sometimes we can give someone a title, as my twin flame. But maybe they're a soulmate. How do you know? It's hard to know. And I feel like that's one of first of all, I feel like soulmates and twin flames, when they do come together, remember, you are the mirror of each other's souls. So there could be definitely lessons that you're learning through each other. And sometimes it can be difficult, but also it can be beautiful too. So I forget where I was going with that comment. Oh, I was going to say sometimes we give someone a title that, they're a twin flame. And then the only reason why I worry about that is if they're not a twin flame, I feel like but I think it's a twin flame, then I may like put my life on hold. And I don't feel like your spiritual team would ever want you to do that. You know what I mean? Because it is about being on the same vibration, but they each have to do it individually. So one may be ready, the other one not. And if you're in a runner and chaser situation, I feel like, you do need to claim your power. Certainly make these decisions for yourself. This is just what I believe, what I feel my guides have been teaching me through the years as it regards twin flames. So, anyways, I think we're going to go ahead and just get into the reading because these are pretty long. Let's put these right over there. I am going to bring the lid down. I brought out my Moldavite. For those who don't know, this is, I don't know, like I don't know, gem, a crystal. Like I have to learn more, but this was gifted to me from Stu out of the UK, and it's really meant to open up your intuition. But yeah, it's over 15 million years old, so I've been using it for February. Like as I'm just meditating on the energy, I'm also, and I know a lot of people said, "Be careful, Sandy. It could be fake." I don't think it is. I think it's real. Um, because I feel like I'm feeling the readings even clearer, if possible, than I have been. Now, is it that? I don't know. Sometimes I think mind over matter. But so anyway, um, let's go ahead and start with the divine masculine. So let's slide these over. And again, so what we're doing is we are looking at the energy of both the divine masculine and the divine feminine. And then we will connect them. Okay. And anyone who's new, everything's pre-shuffled. By the way, I do want to say, I forget what deck. I think it was this deck that I was shuffling, and Judgment came out 3 times. Judgment is your spiritual team. Judgment is calling you to the present moment with the promise of some type of a rebirth. So we'll see. But, I notice everything. I think everything is a sign when I'm about to do a reading. I don't think it, I know it. Um, so I know judgment came out for a reason. So we'll see. We'll see if it comes back out again. All right. So now I also want to say, you can be the divine masculine, divine feminine. You can also switch between the two. And what I mean by that is a lot of times I feel like I'm more in my masculine energy than my feminine energy. And I know that kind of throws confusion on the mix. But this is why you really want to trust your intuition. And because I read through my spirit guides, do not be afraid of asking your guides to give you signs of confirmation that this reading is for you. This really is an energy exchange, so you should feel it. You should totally feel it. But also, you can certainly ask for like signs, like numbers, something that I say. I feel like I say things all the time in a reading. Um, that before I used to question, like, why are you saying that, Sandy? But now I know that it's usually someone's word of confirmation. All right, let's go ahead and begin. Divine masculine. And just one more thing, I will probably be taking about a week off from YouTube because I want to get caught up on my personal readings. I don't like anyone to have to wait too long, but I definitely wanted to get this reading done. Not done. It just felt like, Like I don't do a reading unless I feel called to it. All right, so we open with Page of Pentacles. Could be younger Earth sign, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. Page of Pentacles is really a path of knowledge. Like I'm gaining knowledge. Can be, in like something I want to do in the world. But I feel like because this is really a spiritual reading also, that even my spirituality is growing, and I get feeling the divine masculine is here to learn some lessons. There could have been something from a past life that was left undone, left unsaid, and this lifetime I want to evolve. I feel that already, like that somebody wants to evolve. That's good. All right. We have the magician, the manifester, and then we have Seven of Swords. Hello, Ace of Pentacles. Interesting coming under the Page of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles means that this pentacle is coming into one's life. This pentacle is truly meant to enhance one's life. And it's interesting because that page is holding that pentacle. Then we have the Death card. Card of Scorpio. But this is about endings. This is about doors that probably need to be closed. But just like judgment, this is about a rebirth. So, oftentimes we see a death card, we fear it, we shouldn't fear it. Because truly it is a rebirth. And I love that it's coming under the magician. But there is something going on with the Seven of Swords there, so let's see. By the way, we are in a universal year 9, for those who don't know. And it is a year of reflection. It is that final push of extracting what no longer really should exist, which is a sign to the universe is you're open to new. Like if I'm constantly in a state of reflection, then I kind of feel like divine is like, okay, when are you going to jump into the magician's energy? Because that's when it all begins. 2026 is the year of the magician. We're in the year of the hermit right now. Okay. Oh, hello, Ten of Cups. So, following the Death card, which does talk about a rebirth. Interesting that the Ten of Cups is mirroring the Ace of Pentacles. Beautiful. The only thing I'm not really, really happy about is the Seven of Swords. But this could be someone that they were dealing with. I feel all of a sudden I get this feeling of that this person may be paying back some karma of a past lifetime, where they themselves could have done something, something to another. Maybe you know, maybe you in a past lifetime, where in the Seven of Swords they call it the thief in the night. And they may be dealing with someone who is like that now. Um, could have certainly, because I feel like this is what I wanted to learn. Like, I don't want to carry this energy forward. So if it is them paying back karma, I feel like we don't want to interrupt that lesson because they have the opportunity to pay that karma off for eternity. And if they're dealing with someone who is untrustworthy, that's kind of what I feel like. I feel like they were in that energy in a previous lifetime, and in this lifetime, now they're dealing with that. So that could be another reason why some of you haven't come together yet. Divine would never want us to interrupt like a karmic lesson because if if we don't learn it in this lifetime, then we're kind of doomed to repeat it again. And then look at the beautiful energy under that. All right, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Ah, I have to tell you, I feel like someone's becoming single. I feel like I definitely feel like they were dealing with I don't know if I want to go as far as to say a cheating partner, but definitely untrustworthy energy. I definitely feel like they've learned this. The Nine of Pentacles, the meaning of the card is success of self employment. Well, it's in the line of the Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, and then the Nine of Pentacles. By the way, you add that Ace of Pentacles to the Nine of Pentacles, you end up with the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Two of Pentacles, Holy Pentacles. We have the Four of Cups. Okay, all of a sudden, I'm picking up this energy. Listen, there's going to be different messages for different people. So sometimes I know it can be difficult to follow along, but all of a sudden I get this feeling of sadness. The sadness is not for this person. Sadness feels to be about you. Hmm. Maybe some of you have connected, um, let's just say earlier in life. Maybe they were also carrying that difficult energy. Well, difficult for the other person having to deal with it. And we have the Two of Swords. Interesting. So we have the Two of Pentacles, which to me is about using one's logical mind, coming under the energy of a rebirth, also mirroring the Magician. Kind of feels like, do I move forward? I feel like someone is becoming single. I feel like this person, um, let's just say on a financial level, I feel like, they have their shit together. On an emotional level, I feel like they're getting there. So the Two Pentacles, logical mind, or my fear-based mind with the Two of Swords. So this is a question. They're asking themselves a question. Probably should I or shouldn't I? I'm going to put that right over here. I know it's kind of hard to see it way over here. Um, I do want you to see this though, because in the Four of Cups, there's a cup that's coming in, and it's coming from divine. Four of Cups is about learning to use one's spiritual discernment. I feel like they got their hearts broken. Um, I feel like someone cheated on them. And it's funny because I feel like they got their heart broken, yet I'm not feeling like overburdened with it. So, even though the heart was broken, I feel like very quickly the heart can be healed also. I get a feeling that this person is also connecting to you. Um, maybe subconsciously, maybe in the higher realms. But I feel like the sadness that I'm feeling is for you. Now, are they putting a twin flame title on you? Probably not, because I often feel sometimes people don't even know what that is, and that's okay. I mean, I feel like the best way to look at love is there's different levels to love. Um, and sometimes we do have to kiss a lot of frogs to find our prince or our princess. But kissing those frogs now allows us to know what we don't want and what we do want. So, anyways, um, I feel like this person left someone else, or maybe that's what they're thinking of. That's what they're questioning right now. But because we have the Nine of Pentacles, which I really read as independent energy, and then that ace right above it, I feel like is eventually going to turn into the Ten of Pentacles. And we already have the Ten of Cups. Now, the Ten of Cups is following the Death card. That means a door has been closed, and the rebirth consists of harmony, maybe real love. I have a feeling whoever they were with, again, for some, they were paying you like somebody treated them the way that, they treated another, maybe you. Um, and I feel the importance of them going through that. Now, if you're the divine masculine, you may be like, what the hell? You telling me I had to go through it? Like I had to go through that energy? Well, maybe. But here's the thing. I love the magician right above the death card. And I love this image because you see the infinity sign right above his head. As above, so below, no beginning, no end. Well, that is so true. The magician is the reminder that at least this person has the tools necessary to really manifest whatever it is they want in their life. Now, because I feel some sadness over you, could be you. Well, I feel like it is you. Because again, the death card, I close one door and I feel like that's that Seven of Swords energy. That's why I'm feeling like it's more someone treated them, you know, someone was untrustworthy to them. But I also feel like there was a time when they were also like untrustworthy. So then you have the Two of Swords, which is wearing a blindfold. You know, could be something I don't want to face. Could be definitely a little bit of fear. I feel like if the two of you have already connected in this lifetime, the fear may be like, what will you say if I come towards you? If I communicate, if I just show up, like, what would you do? And I feel like they don't know. They're not sure what you would do. And I feel like this is what the fear is. I feel like they have to either take a chance, but I have to say, I do feel like they will. I do feel like they left this person, or they're in the process of leaving this person. And that's what brings in this Ace of Pentacles. So this Ace of Pentacles, again, is truly meant to enhance one's life. And it's mirroring that Ten of Cups, which has not happened yet. It is yet to happen. So it definitely feels like, it's funny. I said, this person may fear communication with you. And then I felt like, well, Someone could just show up at your door, show up at your work. You know what I mean? Like show back up in your life in some way. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Well, hello, Empress. Let me tell you, when I do readings and like a regular reading, let's say, and love comes up, if there's certain cards that I look for if it's a twin flame relationship. One of them is the Empress and the Emperor. Another is the Sun and the Moon. That is the masculine and the feminine. And then, of course, love. But I also even look at the number 11. I'm just looking down at the table. It's then like, do I have an 11 yet? But I love because I feel like this is the divine feminine. Eight of Cups. Kind of makes me feel like we were together, but then something happened. Now, this lifetime, I feel that for some of you, but I don't feel that for everyone. But what I want to say is I feel like the feminine is in pretty good energy right now. I feel like the feminine is, like I feel like she uses her spirituality. Where here, I'm not sure if they would use that terminology. Well, I feel like the feminine would because she understands it maybe more than the masculine. Now, on a spiritual level, yes, this person knows that they are part of a twin flame relation, twin flame couple. But on a human level, maybe not. But they know the difference of love. You know what I mean? Like the Page of Pentacles is all about gaining knowledge through one's lifetime. And I feel like this Seven of Swords is, let's just say, bad karma. And then I feel like the Ace of Pentacles is good karma. Why? Because I feel like they are completing that lesson. I do feel like they're leaving. I do feel like I feel good about this energy because I feel like this person feels pretty stable as it comes again to like their money, what they do in the world. Some of you, all of a sudden, I feel like some of you could have met in college or in school, let's just say, as you were learning and they were learning. And it could have like cracked open your heart chakra at that time. You know, uh, I feel like I have to tell you a little bit about my experience because Sam and I dated as teenagers. School. Well, we didn't go to the same school, but we hung out with all the same people. Because his school and my school weren't that far apart. But anyways, we dated as teenagers. Um, I remember the day that we were out. He dropped me off at my home, my parents' home, my childhood home. And right as I was about to get out of the car, he said to me, I love you. And I know some of you know this story, but I could not say it back. And it's not because I didn't love him. Oh my gosh, did I love him? Matter of fact, one of my friends told me, I don't remember this, but she said, Sandy, I remember when you met Sam, you said to me, I'm going to marry him. I'm like, that doesn't even sound like me. She's like, I promise you, that's what you said, like one day. But then we broke up. Well, he broke up with me immediately because I didn't say I love you back. There was a reason why I didn't say it. Um, it's because I didn't hear it when I was growing up from like my mother. So, like using words of endearment were difficult for me back then. I am a Virgo, so we can definitely have, doesn't mean we don't feel. It just means sometimes we don't allow the other to know. So he broke up with me, and it was, I have to tell you, it just broke my heart. Um, but then I moved on, he moved on, I left the state, and 40 years later, 40, 4, oh, he picked up the phone and called me. I was living in Rhode Island, he was in PA, Pennsylvania. Um, and from that moment on, even though it did take 5 years, but that was me before we came into union. I mean, he used to ask me every time, not every time we talked, but we would talk daily, nightly, hours. We got to know each other as adults over the phone. Um, but he would say, why don't you move here? Like, why don't you move here? And although everything inside of me wanted to, there was fear. There was fear. And it was silly, silly fear that I had, but it did stop me. It took me 5 years to finally make that move. And I have to tell you, I woke up one morning and I said to myself, you just need to get online, book that flight, because I knew once I booked the flight, I wouldn't back down. Thank God. Because, it's not that we have a perfect relationship, but our love is so strong. Um, and the reason why I'm telling you this is because I feel that for some of you. That's the only time I really talk about my personal experiences if I feel like it's going to help you in some way. Anyways, the beautiful Empress. So, the Empress means that one is loving, nurturing, creative, powerful, intuitive, no doubt. Trust her intuition above all. What she's really trusting is her spiritual team. Her spiritual team knows that if I send her signs, she's going to do something with it. It's like if I send the Empress the Ace of Pentacles, she's going to turn it into the Nine of Pentacles. And it looks like so did the masculine. Mm. But the one thing I want to remind you is that this Empress, her energy is loving and nurturing. She trusts her intuition to be the measure of, is something good for me or is it not good for me? She doesn't let fear get in her way. Doesn't mean she doesn't have fear. She's human. But she's really learned the lessons of all the queens. This is how the masculine is looking at the feminine. I mean, hello. Beautiful energy. You know, does the masculine or the feminine carry the Seven of Swords energy? No, I don't think so. Maybe back in the day, it could have been you, but that's really not what I'm feeling. I want to say also, I feel proud of the feminine because, it's not always easy to reach this energy of the Empress. Look at that, destiny. Destiny. So I feel like more and more that certain twin flames are meant to come together in this lifetime. But again, I want to remind you also that we each have our own individual paths. So, because remember, we're the mirror of each other's soul. And that also means, like, if there's certain elements, like the Empress, I feel like is the perfect person to fall in love with. Um, why? Because I feel like she's dealt with, the things that have gone wrong. She's evolved, right? She doesn't let things or people hold her back from what she believes, what she's feeling. I forget where I was even going with that. I feel like the masculine is right now in a question mode. I do feel that they're single or they're on their way of being single. I don't feel that there is any love for someone else, not romantic love. I definitely feel that. There's no romantic love for someone else. Look at that, 7 and a 1, 8, a new beginning. We have that right under the empress also. But I also feel that 8 of cups under the empress is for the ones who have connected in um, an earlier time in their life. Age can certainly represent a younger time. Okay. So anything else I want to look at? You know what I think I want to do? I'm going to take clarifying love clarifying love situation. Oh, I don't know why I shuffled them that way. Too stiff. Let's do one more. Let's give him a cut. Introduce him into the reading. And let's just take a couple over the divine masculine before we move over to the feminine. It's interesting because I feel like the masculine, I feel, how do I say this? Like, I feel a little shame, maybe in a way that I acted, maybe towards you. It feels like there's a little, like, like I know what I've done. Okay. So, these cards, by the way, they're the newest deck to our family. But I've been slowly introducing them, and I have not seen the majority of these cards yet. I like to see them when you see them. Okay, legacies, rebirth. Honor histories remains to restore and bring life and breathe life into forgotten tales. Wow, kind of sounds like a fairy tale. But remember, even in a fairy tale, not everything goes right, right? A lot of times there's a lot of things in that fairy tale that one has to overcome. Honor histories remains to restore and breathe life into forgotten tales. I feel like you're one of those forgotten tales. And then we have truths unveiling. Confront issues with honesty, revealing secrets to light the way forward. Beautiful. So, it feels like to me, the more honest they are within themselves, well, I feel like that helps that Two of Swords go away. This definitely feels like I feel lifetimes of energy in these two cards. Okay. Um, just gonna put them right there. All right. So we have the feminine right here. We have the masculine ending some situation that certainly was not easy. Again, I do feel like paying back of karma. but for eternity. I also want to remind you that seven is a very spiritual number. I do feel like twin flames are, it's a spiritual love. It's an earthly love, but it's a spiritual love. I feel like this masculine has probably thought about you. And it's interesting because I feel like this masculine is someone who, I'm not going to say their whole life, but at this point right now, because this is really what we're looking at, current energy, I feel they feel, I feel they are pretty stable. Um, I do feel a sense of loyalty, but I feel like that loyalty is for you. That infinity sign, I was meant to see that. As above, so below, no beginning, no end. Well, that is the story of twin flames. But again, doesn't mean that it's easy. It's probably one of the hardest relationships to come together. Now, some are lucky. I have to say, you meet your twin flame early in life, and you know it. You get married, and I'm not going to say there's never any issues, but the love I feel like would win out. But I feel the majority of us aren't quite that lucky. But it's not really about luck. It's about what did your soul come to this lifetime to learn besides this? Because remember, you're really going to teach each other when you do come together. So I feel like this person may be in a question mode right now. Do I approach? Do I not? I definitely feel the sadness, but I feel the sadness is because of emotional unfulfillment. Here's another thing I feel with twin flames. I feel like, a lot of us do go on, like let's say we were together, like I'll use Sam and I again for an example, together as teenagers, then we break up. Well, he got married. I got married. Um, you know what I mean? We went on and lived our separate lives, learned our own lessons, and just being together now, it even gives me a clearer picture of twin flames. Okay, let's go ahead and let's bring the feminine into this. So we're going to use the light seers. Let's give them a cut. Let's begin. I'm going to be looking for synchronicities. Um, I don't know what I was going to say. Just, this person might have been married more than one time. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I don't know if I said it already. But I feel like, as we go on and we love other people, which is natural, I still feel that there's this sense of unfulfillment, like within the soul. Like, why can't I feel as happy as I should feel? Well, because I feel like you take a very special place in their heart. And it just feels like no one can really measure up to that. Now, let's say you haven't met yet in this lifetime. I still feel the same thing. Like I've probably loved a few times, but I have not found that true fulfillment. Hmm. All of a sudden, I feel like we're going to get the wheel. We'll see, but I feel like we're going to get it, which is destiny. Cards are asking me to be patient. So I'm going to be. Look at that, the Two of Swords. Both of you have the Two of Swords. She's looking right over at the masculine's energy. I feel like there's something getting to the feminine's thought system. She's got something written on her arm. Oh, it's a scale. Balance. The world. The next chapter. Ready or not, here I come. By the way, two twos. It is a 21, but I'm noticing the two twos. And 21 equals a 3. Should be joy. Empress, also a number 3. This says that there is a new path opening up. You know, I love the world's energy because I feel like this is when I am really in tune with my spirituality. So I'm curious to see what's going to mirror the Two of Swords. Look at this, the Page of Pentacles. Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles. The Magician. The World. The Seven of Swords. The Two of Swords. Okay, so that makes me feel like where the fear lies in the Two of Swords is whether I can trust. This may be an energy that I've carried with me through my life now. Probably because there's a reason, you know what I mean? Probably because you dealt with someone who carried that Seven of Swords energy. And for some of you, you can talk about if you have met each other. Again, pages, I feel like, would be at a younger time. You know, this means that you're also learning. I don't know why I'm saying you. You could be on either side. The feminine is learning, as is the masculine. The hermit. Well, we're in the year of the hermit. Card of Virgo, by the way. Interesting how normally you'll see the hermit going into a cave or coming out of a cave. If the hermit's coming out of a cave, they're shining their beacon of light outwardly. This is their spiritual knowledge. And I often feel in the hermit's energy, it is about, a wise old soul, meaning that you've definitely been, um, You definitely have past lives. And it's really pulling on that wisdom. What I'm noticing is this hermit, I don't know why I've never noticed this before, is like sitting on a cliff, kind of like the Fool. And it feels like I'm just putting this energy, and it feels kind of magical type energy outwardly. We're in the year of the hermit. We're moving into the year of the magician. Oh, look at this. Ace of Pentacles. And you know what else I love here is we're getting um synchronicities, but also in the same line. So the Page of Pentacles, Page of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles, the Ace of Pentacles. Strength card. You know, this really is a good representation of the Empress because this is about looking within oneself, getting to know oneself, getting to know you. This is when one's trying to find balance. You know how I noticed that balance on the scale on her arm? She has a number 8 on her arm, infinity. We have the 5 of Wands mirroring the 2 of Swords. Okay. Well, that explains a little bit of the fear. This means that the feminine has definitely dealt with some difficult energy, difficult people. This is an energy of a lot of ego, energy where whoever is causing this energy, it's fighting, but it's also the energy of nobody wanting to back down, drama. I feel like the biggest thing I can learn from this energy, it is a 5, so it does want change, is to walk away from it. So I feel like the feminine has dealt with some energy on her own. I don't even feel like this is related to the masculine. I feel like this is like probably relationships that she's been in. Look at this, the 9 of Swords. Interesting where I feel both of them are in this state. Even though the Ace of Pentacles, which by the way is right in the middle of the feminine spread. And what I love about this image is it shows you the roots that are connected to this ace. Number one, I feel like the roots have already been like it's already been planted. And it's about the blossoming of what's going to be. Again, when the ace shows, this is the one ace that truly is meant to come into your physical world, meant to enhance your life, not deplete it, right into the world. I feel like these roots are speaking of past lifetimes. Like, even if we didn't come together, let's say in a past lifetime something didn't work out, then here's the opportunity again. Nine of Swords. It is worry. But the meaning of the card is unnecessary worry. It's mirroring the world. I feel like simply I don't want to repeat any negative patterns of my past. I don't want to repeat energy that's just going to keep me in a worried state. regarding love. But this is telling you that this worry, it's interesting because now all of a sudden it's reminding me of those 5 years before I moved here. All that worry I had. And literally, when I moved here, like none of it came, like none of it happened. The fears that I had, it just, the minute I moved in, it was like it all went away. That's really why it's unnecessary worry. But it is worry. Mirroring the world. The hermit speaks of the feminine's spiritual growth. And I feel like the reward of that, because I do feel like there are rewards or blessings for certain energy that we recognize and then allow ourselves to heal. That's what we're doing in the eight or in the strength card. If you look at this person, half woman, half lion. So it's like knowing oneself, the shadow side, the light side. I love the little lamb on her lap. Again, reminds me of the empress, gentle but powerful. Number eight again, connected right to the page. Cardaleo, by the way. But, you know, the reason why I don't give signs a lot is because I don't want you to think it has to be a Leo. This is more about you or who's ever on this side. This is about you overcoming, understanding, having more and more spiritual growth. I love that the strength card is mirroring the hermit. By the way, they're neighbors. Oh, interesting. I'm just going to throw that out there. Like I said that because they are Leo and then Virgo. But for some of you, that may be how close someone is to you. Like they live in your hometown, maybe even on the same street for some. Maybe you don't know that yet. The Page of Pentacles here, that's right next to the world, is definitely ushering in the masculine. And even though both of them have this Two of Swords, I feel like the Two of Swords is relating back to experiences that they've had, let's just say in love, with no interest of repeating that. The Two of Swords is not the Eight of Swords. So it's not like someone's created all these impossible barriers that no one's going to get through. It's just a little bit of fear, and I feel like that's our humanness. But I feel like it's because of something that was really outside of your control. Again, I may have been connected with someone who had a lot of drama, tried to pull me into that drama. And the best thing I feel like I can do is to walk away from that. I don't want to get pulled into it. You probably were for a while. And I know I say this all the time, but I feel like in the Five of Wands, like if I'm sitting around waiting for someone who's ever in this energy, to apologize or say, you're right, I'm wrong, I don't feel like it happens. But I often feel like, will you really need that? Especially as this starts to come together. All right, keep going. Isn't it funny how I said I felt the that we were going to see destiny, and then I just realized we've already seen destiny. You know, even if we took the name twin flame away, what I would call this is a high vibrational love. And again, kissing of a lot of frogs to know that, to know the difference. But you're connected on a spiritual level, and that will never change. The chariot mirroring the page of Pentacles. Well, I'll tell you what it takes for this chariot to really become the unlimited potential it's meant to be. Balance. And it's interesting how we have these two horses who are different, right? But they're doing the same job, so to speak. So, how do I get this balance? Well, it's getting to know you. And I feel like that's exactly what's happening in the Eight of Sword or the Eight of or the Strength card. I don't know why I keep saying that. It's understanding things more on a spiritual level versus like just the earth. You know, I feel like in the beginning, you know, of our lives, our spirituality, I won't say this for everyone, but I feel like often, you know, it's not the first thing we go to. We may not even know what that means. But as we keep moving on, learning, and I do feel like because we're seeing the Empress, this means someone has definitely spiritually evolved. It means that these difficult situations down here, you can definitely not only overcome them, but they then become your past. Unlimited potential. The chariot is moved by your seeds of intention, by your, is that what I meant to say? Like your intentions are what tells the chariot where to go, not the reins of the horse. Kind of like the law of attraction. Now, if, let's say, the Nine of Swords and the Two of Swords still exist, then the chariot to me is like a car coming to you, but with four flat tires. So I'm either going to have to fix those tires, figure out why they went flat, and then inflate those tires. You know what I mean? Also, card of Cancer, by the way, which is Leo's other neighbor. All right, let's see who's on the bottom of this deck. Five of Pentacles. Interesting. We have so many pentacles on the board, and it certainly can represent like there could be a lot of earth signs who are connected. By the way, do you have to have the same sign? No. Do you have to be of the same age? No. Um, but I feel like spiritually, you need to be in the same place for this to be that unlimited potential. Another reason why I don't want to interrupt someone's spiritual lesson, someone's karmic lesson. Because if I truly have love, then I do want them to, you know, on a soul's level, you do want them to complete this lesson. I don't want them to bring it into my life. But it also is for their soul's growth, their understanding. Anyways, 5 of Pentacles, another five. Just look at this person. Her head is down. This means something happened outside of her control. And at least for a moment, it's that feeling of, well, that's it. What's left? But there is something left. There's a new door. And the key is right there. She's not seeing it because her head is down, because she's focusing on whatever happened within the 5 of Pentacles. Interesting how I feel both of them are suffering a little bit of sadness. But this key is what unlocks the world's energy. 5, it's always about a change, but 5 is also about grace. So, changing gracefully, allowing change to happen gracefully. I don't know if that's the right word. All right, I'm going to put her right there. Actually, I want to put them together. I'm going to look underneath this. Look at this. Ace of Cups. This is what has her down. Ace of Wands underneath that. Look at that, 2 aces. This is where I feel like you're connecting. Like, I feel like you're connecting. Maybe you can't put a title to it. Some of you are having dreams, like lucid dreams all of a sudden. You know, the one thing I want to tell you is your spiritual team will definitely help guide the two of you together. That's why this worry needs to go. Because I don't feel like one fits with the other. You know, the world is really about your spirituality, but it's also the energy of joy. Well, the Nine of Swords is anything other. But now we know why, right? It's this 5. It's love. But I also feel like this is connection between the divine feminine and masculine. Okay. Let's slide this over. And let's actually put these back in the deck. But let's give them a good shuffle. Okay. Let's give them a cut. Introduce them over to the feminine side, also touching the masculine side. You know, sometimes we want what we want and we want it now. um, but I don't feel like that's always the way it's meant to be. Held pass. Face the mystery of uncharted passages with the courage to explore the unknown. I like that. Face the mystery. Well, twin flames are a mystery of uncharted passages with the courage to explore the unknown. Swept away. Interesting because I feel like for February's readings, which are all done, by the way, um, I feel like for February's readings, I just felt like in a lot of different signs, um, that there was a lot of people that were going to be just swept away. And here it is again. But let's see what it says here. Caught up in the romance or clearing out emotions. Caught up in the romance or clearing out emotions. Well, this is energy definitely needs cleared. Yet it's telling you that you can 100% do it. I'm not going to say it's easy, but I feel like when we really trust within our spirituality and our spiritual team, the things like that on a human basis that feel like somewhat impossible, on a spiritual level, they're completely possible. Okay, we have one more. Crossing over. Bridge the gap between your hearts with trust. Seven of Swords. She's looking right over at that Seven of Swords. Bridge the gap between your hearts with trust. Okay. Veiled paths, swept away, crossing over. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, let's bring in the Gilded Tarot. And I'm actually going to slide this over a little bit. Just, I want to make sure you can still see them. Let's actually slide them up. So now what we're going to do is we're going to connect them. And then we'll come back and clarify each side. But first I'm going to go right down the middle to connect them. We already see a lot of connections, right? Both having the Ace of Pentacles. Both have the Page of Pentacles. Interesting. I even want to say both have like infinity on their side. All right. So, did I tell you? I think I did. But Judgment came out 3 times. And I mean like shot out of the deck 3 times. And to me, that's a sign. I mean, I cut my deck 3 times. I do a lot of things in threes. So let's see. Strength card. There's that Five of Pentacles. Judgment. And then the Eight of Pentacles. So eights, because this is a love reading, definitely stand for new beginnings. I love that it's coming under Judgment. You know, why I love seeing Judgment in a reading, and we don't have to see Judgment to know this, but our spiritual team, they're always guiding us. They're always sending us signs. Now, sometimes we have those blindfolds on. It's hard to recognize that sign, but they're going to send you more signs. You know what I mean? And because I feel that this does feel predestined, I do feel like this is talking about twin flames who are coming together in this lifetime. You know, maybe you weren't able to complete that mission in a previous lifetime. You know, some lifetimes you did. So I feel like it's more your last lifetime. You know, it's interesting. I did, and I won't give the name, but I did a personal reading, and we did past lives We did past, present, future, and it was so interesting. Um, and it definitely spoke of love, like, where the issue was in this lifetime and the ability to look back in a previous lifetime. I probably should do a past life reading after this. Um, but anyways, to me, it was just so clear. I really loved that reading. So, anyways, judgment, calling you to the present moment, telling you there's the potential of a rebirth, and I'm going to help show you the way. Eight of Pentacles being right below that, because we are talking about love, I feel like the Eight of Pentacles answers a question, because we have the Five of Pentacles twice. How do I know? How do I know that we can be successful in this journey? Eight of Pentacles would say, just put your focus on it, my dear. Whatever you focus on is what you're going to grow. You both have the Ace of Pentacles coming into each other's physical worlds. And then, I get this feeling that, I get this feeling that all the situations I've been in my life, unrelated to my twin, of course, some have been happy, but I do feel like as it relates to love, a lot has not been so easy or happy. I feel like your spiritual team is saying, dry up those tears. You won't need them. And remember, again, eight, a new beginning. We're seeing a lot of eights. So, spiritual team, both, which you probably share, guiding this together. There are definitely issues on both sides, but nothing that neither one can, or nothing that they cannot overcome. But I do feel like it's like individually, I need to overcome like the things that have happened in my life, and over here, same thing. Not just overcome them, but to understand them. And sometimes love is just free will, right? I meet someone, attracted to them. Judgment is like red flag after red flag. But we have that blindfold on, so we just kind of ignore that red flag, which is kind of normal, to be honest. Um, but I feel like now it's going to be very hard to deny it. You can, it's totally up to you, by the way. You may, because I already know some are going to say, a heart is shut down. I want nothing to do with this. It's funny because then I wonder, like, why in the reading? But I'm happy to have you in the reading. But I would ask yourself that. Like if you say like I have no interest, then ask yourself, okay, then why did I watch the reading? Now, I'm saying that because I feel like your spiritual team is saying that. All right, let's keep moving. So, we are going to start on the masculine side, and I'm just going to go right across. There's our sun. There's our masculine. Look at that. Also, the illuminator. You know what else I love about the sun? No shadows can hide when the sun is out. This is enlightenment. Very playful energy, also. But I feel like if one was seeking guidance, you find it in this energy. You know, the sun to me is like a brand new day. The world is a brand new chapter. But boy, do I love the sun coming over the Page of Pentacles, who I feel is the masculine. And it's even illuminating the Two of Swords. I feel like that's going to help them a lot. We have the Queen of Pentacles. Pentacles, Pentacles, Pentacles. Again, could be Virgo, Taurus, or Capricorn. But in a way, I kind of want you to forget that. It's interesting because I feel like the Magician is about manifesting, right? And now the Queen of Pentacles comes right over. And by the way, the Page turns into a Queen. Knight of Swords. Looking right at that Queen. Look at this. The Knight of Cups. Unexpected. But it's love. Unexpected. But it's love. Over that Two of Swords. You know, this is why I probably saw Judgment so much. Because, again, you have every right to say yes or no. Um, but this is speaking of love. And the sun opening up this portion, anything following it is of the light. And that just means truth. You know, one speaks their truth. It means one is not wearing a mask, right? They know who they are. They know who you are. These twos, I definitely felt because, again, I felt this sadness within them. And I truly feel that anyone who can give them true satisfaction is you, unless you're on this side. Let's just say the feminine. But here it comes, right into the feminine's energy. It's interesting because the Knight of Swords is looking back at the masculine's energy. And I want to say, I think one of the things that we need to learn, well, I'm saying we need to learn, but let's just put it this way, an option is sometimes not waiting for someone else to contact us, like not being afraid to reach out if you know who this person is, especially if you do know that they are single now or are on their way to being single. But someone is going to reach out because the Knight of Swords speaks about communication. And because the sun is there and it's facing the sun, it's truthful communication. Someone may whisper those words like, I love you. Page of Swords over the world. So another page. You know, to me, this page feels like what's in the atmosphere for the feminine. So I feel like the feminine may be feeling this energy. Now, I also want to say we can flip the script. Like, that's why I want you to trust your intuition. Again, you may be feminine, but you relate more to this energy. Well, then know that your counterpart is in this energy. But anyways, I feel like the page certainly can represent what's in the atmosphere. So, you know, you may be sensing, or the feminine may be sensing communication. Ah, look at this. The world. Right over the page of pentacles. So the feminine has the world. But now this page of pentacles over here is connecting also to the world. The next chapter. I love that the world is mirrored by the sun. When I tell you that this energy is going to feel joyful, I believe it 100%. If there's any fear, take it slow. But I really feel like there's going to be nothing to be fearful of. I feel like, this is also a year where I feel like a lot of people are going to have spiritual awakenings. And kind of feels like the masculine has had a spiritual awakening. I feel like the female probably has already had one, or she's very close to having one. And that is the truth. That's what judgment also speaks about, your truth, like your real truth. Not our human mind's truth, but the real truth. We have the Queen of Cups. Um, Interesting because we have Scorpio right there. Queen of Cups can be Scorpio, Cancer. We have Cancer right here. Or Pisces. I don't think we have Pisces out yet. But again, forget about that. This Queen is coming right over the Ace of Pentacles. This Queen has a cup in her hand. Well, we saw that cup under the feminine's energy. She does have to does have to use that key to unlock that door. I feel like the Queen of Cups is speaking about pure love, like pure love. Even pure love can have issues though, because remember, we're spiritual beings having human experiences. And I often feel like when you feel stuck, think about it in a different way. Think about that there's really nothing that you're going through in this lifetime that you have not already been through. That's what your higher self would tell you. That's what judgment would tell you. There is nothing you cannot overcome. And trust me, there are some very difficult things in my own life that you would think there's no way I could overcome. But I feel like God helped me. But I asked also for God's help. All right, let's keep going. Interesting, I didn't bring out Mother Mary. So I think we'll get Mother Mary's words of wisdom at the end. Ten of Swords over the Death card. Interesting. Masculine could have certainly been a repeat pattern with one person or, you know, a few. Could be definitely attracted to the wrong type of person. Definitely feels like this person's gone through some hardships. because this is taking dagger after dagger in the back. How long do I want to stay in that, right? In the Ten of Swords, I stayed pretty long. But again, maybe there were great lessons to learn. Now that it's coming over the death card, it means it's ending. Seven of Swords. I definitely feel like they dealt with a cheating partner. I definitely feel like they dealt with untrustworthy energy. And I feel like it has taken them a while, maybe to understand that and to overcome that. This could be someone who is not so comfortable with change, and therefore I tend to stay longer than I needed to. This is someone that definitely, well, what it feels like to me is someone who's just tempted to lower vibrational love, and then that doesn't work out. But the death card is saying that was Zen, the magician, page of wands, my little risk taker. By the way, we got a lot of pages. And then another page, page of cups. We have all the pages out now. So I feel like that's going to represent all the signs for you. You know, so whatever sign you are, you're being represented. Page of Cups is really about learning to love oneself again. And by learning to love oneself again, that does mean blindfolds come off. My truth is known. But it also speaks about what's in the atmosphere. Love. It's mirroring the Queen of Cups. Again, younger, current energy. And by the way, Page of Wands coming over this Ace of Pentacles. This page would say yes to this ace because this is my risk taker. This is someone who probably has reflected upon their life and and understands that sometimes I just fell into the wrong type of relationship. But don't regret it because it probably taught you. Again, you will be teaching each other. So your life lessons, their life lessons, and then you come together. This page has fallen down, but this is a page that gets back up again. It feels like an adventurous soul. But I feel like someone kind of shut that down within you. Interesting because then the magician also, who is right over judgment, but also touching the hermit, kind of feels like two people manifesting each other. Whether I can give this person a name or not, and that's why I feel like we're dealing with, like it's going to happen maybe different for different people. But that infinity sign, I mean, it is gigantic in this magician's energy. And because it's coming over judgment, I feel like it's a reminder, you know, this was made in heaven. This was meant to be. But your spiritual team can't come between your free will. But yet I feel like I know what I want. Okay, let's keep going. I love the magician coming over the hermit. He's touching both. Well, the magician here is actually, and I'm telling you, when I do your reading, I'm not even thinking about what my hands are doing. I am so focused on your reading. I'm so focused on what your spiritual teams are saying to me that I don't even know what my hands are doing, so to speak. So when I lay a card down, I always like look. Well, I do look. Um, anyway, I don't know where I'm going with that. But this magician is also coming over the five pentacles. In that five pentacles, there was that key. Judgment is like trying to point that key out. Like you can unlock this chapter. But also coming out of the hermit, the wisdom of the hermit. We have the three of pentacles. Three of pentacles is coming over the two of swords, but also the nine of pentacles. And then we get the dang two of swords again. But that's coming under the ten of swords. Just like I feel over here, like someone doesn't want a repeat pattern of a bad relationship. I don't feel like they do either. I do feel a lot of similarities. But let's go back one card because the Three of Pentacles is a card I love seeing in a love relationship. And the reason why it is about the individuality within each other, like being admired for exactly who you are, not who one pretends to be, right? There's no need for any mask. That's why the sun is here. Like, remove the mask. It still puts the ball in your court. You can say yes, you can say no. But the Three of Pentacles, I feel like there's no denying this soul connection. I feel like the masculine has gone back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But I feel like one of the main reasons why, first of all, I feel like the masculine does complete this karmic lesson. But yet, even after completing a karmic lesson, which by the way is celebrated above, I mean truly celebrated, um, there just still seems to be a little bit of fear. We have the King of Wands. This is my king of action. This to me is a king who follows his or her passion. Like what makes, you know, what what makes me passionate. It is mirroring the Knight of Swords, which again, I know this communication is of the truth. It's interesting because we have the Page of Wands, we have the King of Wands, younger, current, younger, current, and then we have the Seven of Wands. Seven of Wands is about standing one's ground. But I have to tell you, it's coming over the Five of Wands. So, yeah, maybe I did stand my ground. Maybe I had hoped for an apology. I don't feel like this has anything to do with the masculine. I feel like it has to do with maybe a current relationship or the last relationship. As the masculine has the Ten of Swords, like dagger after dagger in the back, I feel like the feminine's been dealing more with like drama type energy. Someone who causes a lot of drama. In the Seven of Wands, I feel like I'm constantly putting out fires, other people's fires. And yeah, standing your ground. However, in the Five of Wands, how long do I want to stand that ground? Is it worth it? Am I demanding an apology where maybe I don't get it? Maybe I think I need it. But as you move towards this energy, you won't even think about this energy any longer. Like this energy will be out the door. You just got to get there. Yeah, I was really hoping we didn't see the Eight of Swords. But listen, it's coming over the Nine of Swords. So we did go down one sword. This is a self created prison. This means one has built barriers around them. Another reason why I feel like judgment kept coming out over and over again. The only one who can set themselves free in this energy is the one who's created it. Now, with the Empress showing, I kind of feel like some of this is old energy. And then, well, hello, Moon. So, how interesting we get the sun on the masculine side, and it is a masculine energy. And now we have the moon, which is the feminine, right over the chariot. Well, there's our Pisces. So now we have all water out. We have um double earth, double water. Well, we have double fire, and I don't see double swords yet. The moon can certainly talk about the uncertainties. Like when the sun is out, everything is clear. When the moon is out, I can only see as far as the moonlight allows me to see. But if it's a full moon, I can see pretty far. But this is also dreamy type energy. Each feels like they had their own issues, just as I feel in a twin flame relationship. Like there's things that I need to deal with, I need to overcome, I need to grow and evolve. Same over here. But then when you come together as evolved spirits, true, what a difference it makes. If this person hasn't evolved, let's say the sun didn't come out, and then tries to, make communication, I feel like the energy would be completely different. I feel like the sun mirroring the world is like a sense of comfort. So when you uncreate that prison, it's freedom. It's freedom to allow. It's freedom to experience, just as your soul wanted. Okay, let's see if there's anything I want to clarify. Sometimes the readings are so clear to me, like I don't even know what to clarify. But let's do this because I really don't feel the need let's just take a couple cards right across the middle. And then we will bring in the romance angels for, just to see what they have to say. But first, I'm going to take a couple cards right across the middle. The Hermit. Now, there's that Hermit shining his beacon of light outwardly. And by the way, if you just look right below that light, there's a snake. And I feel like this is meant to give you comfort that, if any snakes in the grass, you're going to see them, you're going to know them intuitively. Again, two wise old souls. Definitely have been in previous lives together. Of course, I knew that going in, but now it's definitely showing that. So let's see what the Hermit's illuminating other than that snake. And by the way, I feel like the Hermit's energy really speaks about one's spirituality and their healing abilities. And I mean that in a sense of just how I use my own experiences to help you. That's what I feel the Hermit does. By the way, I am a Virgo. Um, but that's what I feel happens within the Hermit's energy. I feel like the Hermit is a very compassionate old soul. And I have to say, I feel like, you know, in this lifetime, I know some people aren't going to like this, but I don't feel like it was meant to be easy. And the reason why is because of the lessons for each side. It's interesting because I feel like first the lessons and then the blessings. Three of Wands, optimism. This is someone doing exactly what judgment is asking for. Just put your energy in the current moment, right? Live in the present energy. This is knowing that one's ships will come in, but they'll come in their divine timing. And you really can let go of the rest. It's an optimistic view. And I'm glad to see it after like the swords that we've been seeing. And the Hermit's illuminating this. It's almost like it's saying to both the masculine and the feminine to trust. To trust that these divine ships will reach you in their divine time. And then the Death card. Double Scorpio on the board. But it does feel like, certain situations do need to end to allow the world chapter. And by the way, when I see the world, I feel like it's for the rest of my life. Why? Because I feel like I can now call myself a spiritual being. Like I now understand, spiritual energy, human energy, and the difference. I understand that I am a spiritual being, and these are human experiences meant to teach and meant to evolve, right? Meant to evolve these souls. I feel like the death card is like more about the worry than anything. And maybe it is about like letting go of control, because sometimes you just can't control what you can't control. And that's what you want to hand over to divine. And divine will control it for you, handle it for you. But as that's happening, it's like just trusting in that. Again, knowing that all good things will come your way. But also, I have to know what doors to close when things are done. Like in this Five of Swords, or the Five of Wands with the Seven of Wands that created the Nine of Swords, which created this prison. Well, that's definitely what needs to close over here, or has the opportunity to close. Through reflection, again, I'm reflecting through the Hermit's energy. And that is about, like, I feel like the Hermit is seeking spiritual guidance to use on this earthly plane. But I also feel like once the Hermit has emerged, he's just a natural healer. And I feel like if there's any broken pieces left from the experiences each have had separately, you're going to help heal each other. That's exactly what it is meant to be in Twin Flames. But remember what the Death card is about, a rebirth. Hello, star. My hopes, my dreams, my wishes. Remember where I said first the lessons and then the blessings? Here's the blessings. Dare I wish for this love. By the way, it's funny, I remember using this card as a thumbnail, and my video got taken down because the person's naked. And I'm like, well, that's just art. And they actually let me put it back up again. But anyways, the nakedness to me is because one is being their truthful selves. You know, it's like a nothing to hide. And remember in the stars energy. And by the way, the magician here twice. Each has their hopes, their dreams, and their wishes. But it's moving right towards the feminine. It's almost like it's saying, because remember in the stars energy, it is about manifesting, right? It's about manifesting some dreams, some wishes. But you are working hand in hand with divine. So you do need to do your part. And that death card, the death card over here also, right? The closing of old chapters to allow the new, the star card with the Knight of Cups right above it. All right, I feel like this is a good, and by the way, that's a card of Aquarius. It's funny because my daughter is a Scorpio sun. Um, I can't remember if it's her moon or her rising is Aquarius. All right, I'm going to bring out the romance angels, and then we will bring out Mother Mary's word of advice. I also want to remind you all that sometimes it doesn't mean it's right away, right? But I feel like this is giving us opportunity to help bring things about sooner versus later. The feminine does need to uncreate this barrier. Again, the Empress would know that. And I also want you to think about one other thing. When you think of the law of attraction, I need to be at the energy of that I want to manifest. If I'm constantly in a worried state, chances are you're just going to keep manifesting things that just going to make you worry more. But remember, this is unnecessary worry. But this worry created this prison. And now the star wants you to uncreate that. so these blessings can start coming down to you. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. Romantic feelings. Your feelings are real and worth exploring. That's what the Page of Wands would do. Damn right, I'm going to explore it. Look at this. Very soon. Very soon. Clearly decide what you want so that it comes to you now. What is it you want? I know you don't want this back. I know they don't want that Ten of Swords back. So what is it that I do want? I want love that's unencumbered, that's truthful, playful, romantic. I'm putting those intentions out into the universe. Remember the Chariot. That's what drives the Chariot, is your intentions. Well, the star to me is the same type of energy, right? I'm putting my wishes out there. But divine reminds us all the time, I hear you. I see what, I hear what you want. But we have to learn to also work hand in hand with divine, right? Because even if this came in, but here's the Eight of Swords and Nine of Swords, doesn't mean it can't be. Doesn't mean it won't be. It just means that there's going to be, you know, this type of energy that maybe doesn't have to be. And I feel like that's why it's important that each understand their own individual levels, set themselves free for whatever is holding them in what doesn't feel good anyway. You know, let's just put it this way. I feel like it's really important to understand that there are relationships that we've been in that could have ended badly, probably did end badly. They ended. But each relationship has taught us something. If we believe in twin flames, then we have to believe in spirituality. And we have to know that there really is nothing I cannot overcome. Allowing yourself to be in a playful state versus fear. Now, do I feel like this would stop the energy? No. I feel like it's happening, but I feel like what it'll do is just add issues where issues don't need to be added. And by the way, I do feel like, there's still going to be some broken little pieces. Both feel like they have been through some very difficult energy. I'm not going to say there aren't also blessings. There were probably definitely blessings. But again, that feeling of like, I could never find that true fulfillment. And judgment is trying to help you get there. But these swords don't serve you any longer. Remember, you're the only one, well, whoever this may be, who created this prison. They're the only ones that can set themselves free. And when they do, I am telling you, it is freedom. I know this Eight of Swords energy. That is the energy I was talking about for 5 years before Sam and I actually came into union. Like, you know, What if he wants me to look pretty every day? What if he wants, like, like I'm someone who doesn't wear makeup, when I'm home? Why would I? Like, to me, it's like, why would I? Though I know a lot of women do. My daughter does, my granddaughters do, you know what I mean? Like, they're girly girls. I'm not really a girly girl. I can definitely bring out my feminine energy, don't get me wrong. I mean, very soon, guys. Very soon. But I do have to say, it's not always us waiting on divine timing. Sometimes divine is waiting on us. Again, it could be ushered in, but if it's ushered in with the nine of swords and the eight of swords, I feel like I've just repeated myself. And it's due to someone else's energy. It feels like to me. And we have 2025 being represented. We have 2026 being represented. So who knows? I do feel like because we have very soon that this is going to come together in 2025. And maybe in 2026 is when we're making that ultimate um, commitment. First of all, I feel like once you come into each other's lives, that commitment's already made. It's like once we're in each other's lives and we've overcome and understand our lives, from a spiritual point of view, then I feel like no matter what, we're not going to leave each other. But it doesn't mean we necessarily like get married right away. I won't leave that off the table, because again, this is energy that you're going to feel. And some of you're already feeling it before it even comes in. I feel like the moon is speaking about the two of you creating your future out of your present moments. So again, if we can be in the Three of Wands energy, optimism, well then, let's put it a different way. We need to think about building this foundation of this relationship, of this love. Or if you already know who this is, rebuilding it, right? But in current energy. All right, let's bring Mother Mary in. Give her a cut. Open your heart. Open your heart. I allow myself to feel the full range of emotions, especially all forms of love. That's something I feel like twin flames go through. They go through karmic love, free will love, different levels of love. So that when they come together, they feel the difference. They feel the difference. But opening your heart. I just feel all of a sudden that some of you, if you have not Like if you're still in the age of, you know, wanting to have children or to have more children, then I feel that you will with this person. Now, I don't feel like that's for everyone, but I do feel like it's for, um, like myself, you know, like I'm 64. I'm not having any more children yet. I just feel that. All right, Mother Mary, any other words of wisdom for my beautiful divine couples? Oh, it's like it crunched in my hand. Tenderness. I am both I am both gentle and powerful. Hello, Empress. Hello, Empress. I am both gentle and powerful. Hello, Strength card. Right? Energy of the lion with his gentle little lamb. Now, do I feel like this is just for the Empress? No, I feel like it's for both. Open your heart. And then I feel like this is saying just remember that you are powerful, that you have learned a lot of life lessons. And I feel like tenderness is a big part of this relationship and how it's going to be. Open your heart. I do feel for both, but I kind of feel like this heart's already open. All right, let's see if anything else wants to come out one more time. Oh, okay. I just had a feeling Mother Mary wasn't done yet. Gratitude. As I notice and appreciate my blessings, I open the door to more of God's gifts. Gratitude. That's kind of like the Three of Wands. Forgiveness. It's a big one and not always easy to do. But I can tell you, it pays off handsomely. It just means you're not willing to carry, let's say, again, like how I felt the Five of Wands with the Seven of Wands that caused the Nine of Swords and the Eight of Swords. I feel like, you know, I don't feel like I'll pick up the phone and call this person and be like, hey, by the way, I forgive you for what you put me through. This is forgiving within your own heart. It just means you're not going to allow it to carry forward with you. You know, don't allow someone that you know is not meant to be to take up space in your brain, in your heart. I am willing to release old resentments so that I may enjoy my life. And then, last but not least, quiet. Another reason why I saw judgment 3 times before I even began the reading. Quiet. I go into peaceful silence and I listen. What are you listening for? Your signs, your guidance, to help take away some of the fear. It may not take it all away, but listen, if I can free myself from the Eight of Swords, that's pretty good. I feel like this is also should bring you some comfort knowing that you are being guided. You're always being guided. But this is you hearing it, listening to it, knowing it. You know you're being guided now. This forgiveness, I feel like it's like getting all the crap out of my life. Okay. I think I'm going to leave it there, guys. Um, yeah, I think I'm going to leave it there. There's a lot of information on the board. I know that. And sometimes it does take watching a reading twice. And I know the readings are long. So, and I'm not telling you to do it if you feel it. And here's why. This is what I say when someone gets a personal reading. I say the first time you're going to watch your reading, you're probably going to listen with your human ears. But then you go back and you listen again, and you listen with your spiritual ears, and you hear the messages in a different way. So don't ever worry about going, I feel like you should even test that. Doesn't even have to be with me. But someone you would trust, though, who does tarot, like make sure you trust them. Um, Give it a test. Because I just know that you're going to hear it with your spiritual ears. And I feel like that's the ticket. All right. I'm going to let that be. I love you guys so much. You know, I want what's meant to be to find you, but I also want to remind you, like just in the star card alone, it is about you working hand in hand with divine to bring these dreams and wishes about. The Knight of Cups is coming in. It's unexpected. And it is opening up the next chapter. And that chapter to me, first of all, it is the most spiritual time in one's life. And I feel like you never lose that. It's like spiritual evolvement. And once you've evolved, I feel like you never lower your vibration again to be with someone. Just like if someone wants to be with me, then their vibration must match mine. And I kind of feel like that's what's happening. Like each is going through their own similar situations, but as they go through it, they're evolving and they're evolving. You both have the energy of the hermit, and you both have the ace of pentacles. Clearly decide so that it can come about. Put down the barriers and just that willingness to take a step into it. I feel like if I just take a step into it, especially if I have not been with this person before, so I don't even know what to expect, you'll feel it. I'm telling you, you'll feel it. And I hope that those that this is really meant for, which is probably a big majority, that you have felt this reading. But you can let me know that. All right, guys. I love you. Thank you. Um, Again, I am going to take not a long break from YouTube, but it's just to, I want to get my personal readings, get them to the people on time. So I think I'll just spend a week doing that so I can, when you get a personal reading, you have to wait so long. But I do offer also emergency readings. All that information, by the way, is below any video, all my videos. Um, I feel like just go into a quiet, peaceful mode and allow yourself to be guided. And I cannot wait for the emails, comments, where people are going to tell me, Sandy, you won't believe this, but my twin and I are together. I will believe it. I will believe it. Don't shoot for perfection within yourself or another, because you won't find it. We are imperfect, but that's exactly how we are meant to be. Remember that you are a spiritual being having human experiences. So these Eights of Swords, you can bring down those barriers. I know you can. Everything that's being ushered in starts from the sun, ultimately ends in the world, like a brand new life with brand new love. But they're not brand new. All right, here I am still talking. Anyways, thank you guys. I love you. I'll see you next time at our table. I cannot wait to read your comments. Um, and I know there's going to be some negative ones. I just know it lately. It's like I don't know what's going on in the sky, but I've had some difficult comments. But don't worry about me. I know some of you are like, don't take that on, Sandy. I really don't. I really don't. Um, and sometimes I even welcome them because I want to help them understand. But anyways, so let's let that be. I love you. I thank you. I'll see you next time at our table. Bye bye.